Come on now. I'd come on up here because he's the new sheriff and you may not survive a driver's license test here if you don't get up here. Mike, if you'd raise your right hand, put your left hand on the Bible, please, and repeat after me. I, Michael J. Chitwood,
I, Michael J. Chitwood,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support, protect, and defend
that I will support, protect, and defend
the Constitution and government
the Constitution and government
of the United States
of the United States
and of the state of Florida,
and the state of Florida,
that I'm duly qualified
that I'm duly qualified
to hold office under the Constitution of the state,
under the Constitution of the state,
and that I will well and faithfully
perform
the duties of sheriff
the duties of sheriff
of Volusia County,
of Volusia County,
of which I'm about to enter,
which I'm about to enter,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations, Sheriff. At this time, it's an honor and pleasure to present you with your badge, Sheriff Chitwood.
Thank you, Sheriff. Just kidding. Thank you. At this time, it gives me great pleasure to bring up my partner, Chief Deputy John Creamer, and the Creamer family would please join us on stage. On New Year's Eve, when I swore John in, I didn't do it as gracefully as Sheriff Johnson did. We had a few faux-pas in there, so I promised I'd go slow. Are you ready? I need you to get the Bible ready. Place your left hand on the Bible, raise your right hand. I, John W. Creamer,
I, John W. Creamer,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support,
that I will support,
protect, and defend
protect, and defend
the Constitution and the government of the United States
the Constitution and the government of the United States
and the state of Florida,
and the state of Florida.
that I am duly qualified to hold office
I am duly qualified to hold office
under the state
under the state
Constitution,
Constitution,
and that I will well and faithfully
and that I will well and faithfully
perform the duties of Chief Deputy
perform the duties of Chief Deputy
of Volusia County,
of Volusia County,
on which I am about to enter.
on which I am about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, Chief Deputy John Creamer. If I could ask all of the Volusia County deputies to remain standing, and I'd like to swear this fine group of men and women in. So if you're ready, repeat after me. If you raise your right hand, and then I, and then state your name. I do solemnly swear that I will support, protect, and defend the Constitution and the government of the United States and of the state of Florida, that I am duly qualified to hold office under the Constitution of the state, and that I will well and faithfully perform the duties of Deputy Sheriff of Volusia County, on which I am about to enter. So help me God. Thank you very much. If you could bear with me for a moment, if I could ask everybody to stand for a second. You know, my father's been in policing for 53 years. Ben has been in policing for over 40 years. He's dedicated his life to our county. And I would appreciate it if everybody would give him a standing ovation for his service to our community and his love of our community. Thank you. You can be seated. If you could bear with me for a minute, there's an awful lot of people that I want to thank, and I'll try to do this quickly because I know everybody wants to go to lunch. And the only thing standing between lunch is me. First, I want to thank President Jackson of PCU for allowing us to use this wonderful facility. But over the past years, President Jackson has been a phenomenal leader in our community. I look forward to partnering with him to push out his initiatives countywide. President Jackson, I can never thank you enough for everything he's done for us. But behind every great leader is a great staff. Daisy Grimes, who helped organize this. Daisy, I think you're here somewhere. Daisy Grimes did a phenomenal job, along with Alicia Scott, to make the day possible. And Joe Petrock, I can never say enough about you, Joe. You're behind the scenes and you made this happen. Thank you very much. From the Daytona Beach Police Department, Carla Kwan and Tansy Young have quietly worked behind the scenes to make this day possible. And Tansy and Carla, thank you very much for everything that you did to get the ball rolling. Can I ask all DPD employees to stand up? Try to do this without getting emotional, but you guys in my family the past 10.5 years have been amazing. And I stand here today because of the hard work, the dedication that you folks display day in and day out. And I love you guys for everything you've done. Thank you. I want to thank Mayor Ritchie. He has been like a father to me. Mayor Henry and his family have treated me like a brother. Commissioner or State Rep Patrick Henry's here, City Commissioner Danette Henry's here. From the day I first met Derek Henry, he always treated me like a brother. His mom cooked for me, and they always took really good care of me. I cannot thank you for everything you've done for us. And the commissioners, the city commissioners, you really can't do anything without the city commissioners' approval. And a lot of the technology and a lot of the programs that we implemented were a direct result of the support that I received from the city commission. And of course, the late Mayor Scarlett Golden, who hired me, when she hired me 10 years ago, I met her for a cup of coffee, and I asked her, Madam Mayor, exactly what is it that you want me to do? And she said to me, Chief, I want you to leave it better than you found it. And I hope that as she looks down, she can say, you left it better than you found it. I also want to thank my boss, my friend, my mentor, somebody who has meant the world to me, and that's the city manager, Jim Chisholm. Not only do I believe in my heart, he's a top-notch city manager, the best in the business, but he's a top-notch individual. And I want to thank him for believing in me and giving me the leeway without the administrative garbage that comes with jobs. You let me be myself, you let me implement programs, and you stood behind me and you quarterbacked all the successes that we had. Thank you, boss, for everything. My former partner in crime called me last night, Lieutenant John Brody, Esquire, and said, hey, I'm at Daytona Beach for your swearing in. So we stumbled over to my mom and dad's house, we had dinner, and he started to say to me, hey, why don't you tell this story or tell that story? And then we quickly realized that the statute of limitations was not up on those stories, so we couldn't share them. So John, if you and your son John are here, I really appreciate you guys flying down and helping me in every way possible. You're a great partner and you're one of my best friends. Thank you. You met some of my family, my sister and her husband Bob, my niece and nephew Kaylee and Kyle are here. My mom, who being married to my father for 53 years and being a cop's wife, she has always been the glue that held our family together. When my father was off chasing his career and working shift work, it was my mother to make sure we ate dinner, homework was done, you got to practice on time, and all these years later, that's still her job. She's the cheerleader in chief. She is the person that makes everything go in our family, and I want to thank her once again for everything she's done for me and for our family as a mom and grandmother. I also want to acknowledge, I said earlier, my dad's been in policing for 53 years, and he has no signs of retiring, no matter, even though he bought a house in Florida. He's the only person I know who bought a house in Florida and said, I'm not retiring. He is my best friend. We talk on the phone every single day, sometimes 2 and 3 times a day. We think we were the only father and son police chief, or one of the very few father and son police chiefs in America. And now we think we're the only sheriff and police chief in America. And he's a great supporter. He's my best friend. It wasn't always that way as a young man. As a little boy, he was my hero. As a teenager, he was the Antichrist. But then again, he would probably tell you there was a reason for that. But today, he is my best friend. Whether it's father problems, grandfather problems, or policing problems, I turn to him. And then lastly, my daughter Megan is here today, and she took off from work to be here. It's a very special time for us, and it's also a very difficult time for us. Because during my career, which has been a tremendous career, I was always able to go out and chase what I wanted to do in a very myopic, in a very selfish way. But the mother of my children managed to stay home and make sure that my children were raised properly. And in September of this year, their mom passed away, leaving a horrible hole in Megan's heart and her sister's heart and our grandchildren. And I really appreciate that she's here today as we try to work through those things. But one of the things I told her last night is, all of my successes you can always look and attribute to Mom. Because Mom let me do the things to go where I was going, because I never had to worry about my kids, because she was such a great mother. So Megan, thank you. These are very exciting times to be in Volusia County. We have a new county chairman, Ed Kelly, was elected. We have 2 new county commissioners in Heather Post and Billy Wheeler joining a veteran council. There is a time for change now. There is a time to look at the way we have done business of the past and bring in current business practices, to boost the economy, to bring in tourism, to look at our arts and schools. But the center of that, the center of any civilization, rests upon public safety. So as I take office, I encourage and pledge the county council that I want to work hand in glove with you. The first thing we need to do is we need to take care of our deputies. We need to understand that the men and women wearing this uniform represent that line between society and uncivilization. And we need to come forward with a plan that recognizes that we're not in the same category as other employees are. We are called upon to sacrifice our lives. When the shots are fired, the men and women of the Volusia County Sheriff's Office are running toward that shots when administrators are hiding under a desk. So that's our challenge. To the community and our deputies, I pledge to be an accessible 24/7, I won't say chief, sheriff, who is accessible, transparent, straight-talking, and will listen to the concerns of my deputies and of our residents. Regardless of race or religion, everyone will have a seat at the table when it comes to solving problems. We want to build on the successful concepts that Sheriff Johnson has put in place and move the organization forward. The cornerstone of our administration is going to be on the sanctity of human life. That is going to be at the center of everything that we do. One of the very first things, I'll go through them really quickly, is what's called IPAC training, Integrated Communication Assessment and Tactics. That's de-escalation training. The purpose of that training is everybody goes home safely. I want all of my deputies to report home safely to their loved ones every night, and I want the bad guy given the opportunity to go to jail safely as well. We've already started with a 2-hour block. We're going to push that out further. It's called a tactical pause. It's progressive, and that's what this organization is going to be, very progressive and forefront. The second thing is diversity. We speak 24 different languages in this county, countless religions. We have an amalgamation, black, white, Hispanic, yellow, it's all there. In law enforcement, our job is to realize everyone gets protected evenly and fairly. There are no favorites in the law. In diversity, it pushes paradigms and eliminates groupthink, which is deadly for an organization. The third thing is technology. Some of it you're reading about in today's newspaper, where the Real-Time Crime Center helped catch the Batman robber in Ormond Beach. That is something you're going to see commonplace with tag readers, Real-Time Crime Center, body cameras, leveraging our technology in our cities as a false multiplier. Block by block, neighborhood by neighborhood, city by city, we are going to work to improve the quality of life of our residents, with our residents at the table telling us how they want us to do it and supporting us. The third thing is accountability, or fourth thing is accountability-based policing. What that really means is we are going to hold our organization responsible, from the deputy to the sheriff and everybody in between. When we implement CompStat in Deltona, which is the first place we're going to implement it, we are going to fight crime in real time and complaints in real time, and the deputy running his patrol car, that's his office or her office, they are the key to how this works. Because if they do their job, you will see satisfaction in the level of service that we produce and in how we reduce crime by constantly being informed and constantly changing your strategies to address the issues that are affecting our communities. The fifth thing is servant leadership. I will never ask an employee to do what I will not do or expect of myself. I expect my leaders, the lieutenants, the captains, and the majors, to lead from the front. Let the sergeants, let the deputies, let the community know that we are part of, not apart from the community. We're going to be out there investigating crimes, writing tickets, engage with our community, and putting plans forward daily to make this a better place to live and work and play. And the last component, which is the most important, is community engagement. And I challenge the entire organization to build the trust in our community each and every day through each single contact that we have. Try hard to leave a lasting impression as we leave that assignment that we did the best that we could do and we cared about the folks that called us. Whether they live on the river in Halifax or they live in the poor sections of our city, the same level of service has to be provided. We're going to build our PAL program, Police Explorer program. We're going to expand the juvenile ankle monitoring program that we have in Daytona Beach countywide. The SRO program, I'm looking for the best and the brightest folks to work in our school systems. That's where we have our biggest impact. In Daytona Beach, we were fortunate enough to get a federal grant. We have 10 officers in 10 schools. Each of those officers has morphed into the quality of life of that school. Whether it's Ricky Ray, who's in Mainland High School, who also coaches, or if it's Willie Cirillo, who is in Torrey T, who runs the homework club. It's more than just putting the uniform on and being there for 8 hours or 12 hours a day. It's about getting involved and letting our young people realize we in law enforcement are good men and women. We want the best. We're not bad guys. Don't judge us by the work of 2 or 3 bad apples around the country. Look and see, we're mothers, we're fathers, we're sisters, we're husbands. We live here and we care about our community.
I think the hardest part of this whole gig is going to be learning to say sheriff instead of chief. I think that's going to be the hard part. Let's all stand. Dear Lord, you are the source of all authority. It is not by coincidence that those of us who are elected officials as well as appointed servants here today are here. It is by your grace that we are here. We acknowledge that. Lord, help us to understand that we represent you as well as our county and our families and friends. So we thank you for the honor and privilege that we have in these positions. I pray now specifically for Sheriff Chitwood and Chief Deputy Creamer and all of our deputies, that you give them safety this year. I pray that no one will be injured, that there'll be complete safety as they run in harm's way, as they going down the road and taking care of the business there. Just be with them. And then I pray especially for Sheriff Chitwood now that you give him wisdom and guidance as he takes on probably an expanded and different role than before, but very similar but still different. I pray that you'll give him wisdom in the days ahead. Finally, I thank you for this wonderful university, Bethune-Cookman, and their hospitality today. Dr. Jackson, his faculty and staff, and all that serve here, we pray that you give them the greatest year that they've ever had. In Jesus' name, amen.